Well, hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and saying that the past couple days have been a blitzkrieg is an understatement. This has been insane. Everything that has happened with Catherine, with the royal family, or everything that we had to deal with as royalists, it has been perhaps too much. But Catherine is strong, and so are we. And we are here to tell the world that we are ready for anything. And I'm pretty much ready for anything because in my case, I am pleased to tell you that I will be wearing as a badge of courage, a badge of honor, that I have been blocked by none other than Piers Morgan. I guess because I was calling him the names that I called him yesterday. But most probably is that he doesn't like the truth. That he's a two-faced weasel. And, well, that is a show that I will not be invited to anytime soon. Although, being Piers Morgan, the person that he is, I don't discard that he will eventually invite me. Not that I'm going to grace him with my magnanimous presence. But it has come to my attention that so many conspiracy theories have sparked about Catherine's diagnosis video. And I hate to say that I was right. This was going to get worse. And these are a few of the questions that I've seen making the rounds on the interwebs. The foliage behind her isn't moving. Why isn't William beside her? The shadows are strange. Must be AI. It's the same sweater of 7 years ago. My God. Can't you get yourself a telescope and use it to inspect the stars, including Uranus, which is lovely this time of the year, and get some kind of pastime? But then I got a question underneath this tweet from Faith Keeper. Not valid questions in your opinion? And my first reaction was, no, these are not valid questions, but Faith Keeper has a point. Faith Keeper has a point because no scientist or no true man or woman of science and argumentation will shy away from debunking conspiracies. And I would like to talk about some of the conspiracies that people are talking about. And when I say people, I mean people that I used to respect in this platform. Yes, people that I thought was serious about their own stuff. Well, the first one of these matters is the foliage. The plants, the trees behind Catherine are not moving. Along the 2 minutes that Catherine is speaking, no single branch or flower or blade of grass moves in the background. It must be a studio. It must be a green screen, they claim. And I said, wait a second. You're claiming that this is a perfectly crafted video inside a studio in which they are faking Catherine's statement, right? Don't you think that if this was a green screen, a screen that you used to put a fake background in there, they would have looked for a moving background with, the leaves moving and the flowers moving and the blades of grass moving so it looks more realistic? Because what you're saying makes no sense. Now, I have an explanation to why nothing is moving behind her. There is no wind. There's no need for things to move if there's no wind. But at the same time, you could tell me, yeah, Jesus, but things usually move even if there is no wind. Plants will always move at least a little. And you're right. But you have to see this video and notice that Catherine is focused. You can see her crisp and unfocused. The camera is focused on her. And the background is blurred. You can see it blurry. You cannot make it out quite well. This is a depth of field effect. So the camera is focused on Catherine, right? She is the figure of the complete image. Now, what happens is a bit technical. I will try to explain it in layman's terms. When you take the video or the picture, you're using a very good camera. You're using maybe your phone, maybe you're using a handheld camera. It doesn't matter. Any camera nowadays is very good and it captures every single detail in front of you. But when you're going to share it on the internet, you usually don't need as much information, and the system uses something that is compression, in the sense that to create an image that can be shared over the internet more efficiently, it has to discard some of the image information. So you don't have an image that is as crisp. And in the case of a video, the compression of a video has the additional step that anything that is barely moving is going to be seen as if it's frozen in time. If a flower is moving a lot, you will see a flower moving a lot. But if the flower is barely moving, the compression of the images, every single one of those images that the video is made of, is going to remove that movement completely. You will not appreciate that because the change from one frame to another, that video is made of frames or images, there will not be much change. So the compression system says, well, I will use the same image, the same flower for every single frame of the video because none of them are moving that much. And that way, I can make the video lighter to share on the internet. So that's why you don't see things moving in the background. Next conspiracy. It is the same sweater that Catherine was wearing on that Heads Together video 7 years ago. Harry was around and everything. No, it is not the same sweater. And you just have to capture one screenshot of that video and a screenshot of this video 2 days ago, and you see that the fit of the sweater is not the same, that the stripes are not the same width, and the sleeves are not the same either. I don't know if these people come up with these kind of things just to troll everyone, because I cannot understand how they claim to have these observation abilities and miss details like this. And you point them out under their tweets, and they keep saying, no, but it's the same sweater. It was 7 years ago. Something is fishy here. And you tell them to, well, what if it's the same sweater? Maybe you fish your clothes from some clearance bin, and that's why you cannot stand more than 4 washing cycles before turning into dust. Because you do realize that some clothes can last for years, right? Shocking, I know. Next conspiracy is one that is exactly the same principle of what we were talking about, movement in video and how compression works. Oh, her ring disappears. Her ring disappears in the video. Something is fishy in here. She's either a magician or a reptilian. David Icke was right. Yes, no, her ring is not disappearing. It's just the angle and the movement and the compression of the video that makes the blur of her hand just make the ring disappear. If you see the ring from up top, you see the high contrast of the blue and the border, and it's easy to spot. But if you see the ring from one side, you will notice that it's just a shade of silver over the skin that is getting all that sun. So it kind of, with the movement, just disappears visually because it's been blurred. I don't know if they are trolling or they are indeed at this level of stupidity. I have yet to decide which one of the two is it. And the other is, why isn't William sitting beside her? I don't know. Have you heard about doing things by yourself? Maybe she wanted to say this message by herself. You never know. Maybe she wanted to project, but she has the strength to be on camera and to say things by herself. And no, it's not that she's rejecting William, because everybody knows, everybody who cares about the royal family and anybody who cares about William and Catherine knows that William is by her side, and you know what I mean. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think from a communications perspective. In my opinion, this is the best way to do it, because if William was there, he would have been distracting. Distracting in the sense that the most important message here is to see Catherine and see her speaking about what she's going through, how she misses her engagements, her work, all that she can do for the world, and that she's hopeful for her recovery. And she's on her good way to recovery. And no, just to be clear, I did not catch any fear or doubt in her voice. I know that some people have claimed that she was fearful, that she had a fearful voice. I think these people were more afraid for Catherine than Catherine is afraid for herself. So they were just projecting their own feelings. That is my take, because I don't see or hear that fear in her voice. The other thing is the shadows are strange. It must be AI, and the shadows as in the shadows projected on the bench. There was this account, I don't remember the name, who was scrubbing and saying, hey, look at how the lighting changes as I scrub. Scrub is back and forth the video, like fast forward, fast backwards, and light changes, like it flickers. Precisely. If she was in a studio, if it was a green screen, the light would not flicker. If you're outside, the light could flicker by a number of things. Clouds, they are running in the sky when they cover the sun or uncover the sun. Not to mention that the exposure of the camera could be set to automatic, so it just adjusts over time. So you sometimes see a slight change, a bit brighter or a bit darker image. But that's it. With my roguies, I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.